This is how favor looks under pressure. It wears working clothes, keeps its head down, and shines so brightly that even captors call it excellence. Sold as a teenager to an Egyptian official named Potiphar, Joseph steps into a foreign house carrying nothing but scars and a promise. The language is strange, the customs are new, the memories of home are raw, yet he chooses something powerful. He chooses to steward what is in his hands instead of mourning what is out of his reach. He learns the rhythms of the household, the sound of water jars at dawn, the market lists by noon, the ledgers at dusk. He notices what others ignore, where the oil spills, where the grain disappears, where the servants sigh. He fixes the small things first, and the big things start listening. Potiphar watches the young Hebrew with steady curiosity. Why does everything flourish near this boy? Fields bear more, accounts balance faster, doors break less. The answer is simple and stunning. The Lord is with Joseph, and Joseph is with the work. Soon he's not just the new servant, he's the trusted one. Keys jingle at his waist, decisions pass through his hands. Potiphar holds back nothing in the house except his own table. Joseph rises, not because he schemes, but because he serves. Greatness, heaven's kind, often looks like stewardship before it looks like status. Then the real test arrives. Potiphar's wife speaks soft and daily, temptation braided with opportunity. "Come with me," she says, turning desire into a shortcut. But Joseph knows shortcuts always detour destiny. He answers not with pride, but with perspective. "My master trusts me with everything. How could I betray him and sin against God?" Integrity is the courage to remember who you are when no one else seems to be looking. The invitations don't stop. Pressure becomes a drumbeat. One day the house is empty, a perfect stage for compromise. She grabs his cloak, he chooses his calling. Cloak in her hand, character in his, he runs because some victories are sprints. You don't debate with the fire you mean to escape. You find the nearest door and you move. But truth doesn't always get the first headline. A ripped garment becomes a false story. The faithful become the accused. Potiphar hears the accusation and anger snaps shut like a trap. Joseph, the favored steward, the trusted manager, is chained and marched from a house of responsibility to a prison of iron. Pause here. This is where many people resign. I did the right thing and still ended up here? What's the point? Yet heaven keeps no wasted seasons. If God's presence promoted Joseph in a mansion, that same presence will preserve him in a cell. The prison warden is a practical man. He believes in results, not rumors. He sees Joseph's posture, respectful, unbitter, efficient. The young prisoner sorts tasks, settles disputes, tallies supplies, cleans what others ignore. The same grace shows up again like a river refusing to be dammed. The Lord is with Joseph, and the prison begins to run on peace. Soon the keys sing a familiar song. The warden places the inner workings under Joseph's care. People begin to heal around him, even before they realize they are healing. Because order is a kind of mercy, and Joseph carries it like light. Notice the pattern. Joseph's circumstances change. Joseph's character doesn't. He loses a coat of many colors, he gains a garment of service. He loses the cloak of false accusation. He keeps the robe of integrity. He loses positions. He keeps purpose. Every loss on earth becomes a lesson in heaven's language. And there's a bigger stage coming, though Joseph can't see it yet. The skills he's learning in Potiphar's books will soon balance Egypt's granaries. The habits that kept one household from famine will later keep nations alive. Destiny often trains you in small rooms for doors you'll meet in royal halls. What does this chapter teach the modern heart? First, excellence is evangelism. Before Joseph ever interprets a dream, he interprets responsibility. People should taste God's goodness in the quality of your work long before they hear it in the eloquence of your words. Second, purity is protection. Temptation always offers what it cannot keep and costs what you cannot replace. Joseph ran not because he was weak, but because he was wise. Strength is often measured in what you refuse to touch. Fourth, God's presence is the constant. Twice the text whispers the secret. The Lord was with Joseph. When the Lord is with you, even prisons become platforms and chains become training weights for your future strength. So lift your eyes. If you're laboring in a place that doesn't look like your dream, work as if the dream depends on today's faithfulness, because it does. If you're standing at the doorway of compromise, run like Joseph. Your future thanks you. If you're sitting in a cell of misunderstanding, keep your integrity and your excellence. The warden is watching, and so is heaven.